Hello, welcome to Math 9, Business Calculus. I'm Dr. Jordan, and I'll be your instructor for this online course. In this video, I'm going to give a brief overview of how to get started in the class. I can assume that if you've made it this far, you have a College of the Desert account, and you can use your login and password to log into Canvas. Once you're in Canvas, you'll see all the courses that you're enrolled in on the dashboard. Select Business Calculus, and that should bring you to the home page. Now, there's a lot going on in this home page, so I'm going to go over all the important details and actually show you how to get started on the assignments before the end of this video. Let's start just by taking a look at it and scrolling down a little bit. Noticing the quick links for the syllabus, the modules, and the course resources. You also have quick links along the sidebar for the home page, the announcements, the syllabus, the modules, grades, and a list of all the other people that are enrolled in this class. I'm going to go over things one at a time. First, I want to mention that this video is recorded in the spring of 2024. You should check your dates for the semester in which you're taking this class. I should also mention that the book is free. And I provided a downloadable PDF copy of the textbook, and I placed it in various spots throughout the Canvas page. So you can find it on the home page, but there are other places where it's located in case you get deeper into the course and you forget to download the book. You can do it there too. Short list of the topics, just a quick list. A couple recommendations on getting started. I recommend using Google Chrome. It's not the only web browser that works, but it's the one that works the best for Canvas. It also works the best for the mathematics program that I use embedded in Canvas for you to interact and answer all the questions and look at the graphs, and etc. Do not use Safari or Internet Explorer. Okay, those have already caused a lot of problems with the online courses. So if you're using one of those browsers, you might encounter some difficulties. When the semester begins, you'll be going to the modules tab, and I'll be going over that in a little bit. I'll also be going over my YouTube channel. Let's go and click on, not modules, we'll do that later. Let's click on the syllabus. When you go to the syllabus, again, this is spring semester 2024. I'm Dr. Jordan. There's my email. This is a 100% online class. For this particular semester, I'm going to be in my office 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. And I can send you a Zoom link if you make an appointment with me, all right, during normal business hours. Normal business hours are generally 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, so I have a lot of opportunity. It's a small class. I'm only teaching one section of it right now. So feel free to reach out and make an appointment if you need me. I said it's a small class, but who knows? Maybe the enrollments will spike now. We'll see. At the time I'm making this video, the class is small. You should check your dates. Check your syllabus for the semester in which you're enrolled in this course. I may also teach this course in the summer, in which it could possibly have different dates. In the fall or in the spring, this is a 16-week course. It is a college-level calculus course. It covers the techniques of calculus, and emphasis is placed on business and management applications, hence the name Business Calculus. The required materials, again, there's the free textbook again. Notice the textbook is scattered throughout the Canvas page so that you can find it pretty much from anywhere. You should also have some kind of a scientific calculator. I'll go over all those details in a minute. And probably one of the most important things for an online course is that you have reliable access to the internet. Okay, this class is very intense, and it's equivalent to a 4-day-a-week, typically Monday through Thursday, in-person math class. And it's just been transferred to the online format, but all of the material, all of the lectures, all of the work is identical to what you would be experiencing in an in-person class. So you need to have reliable access to the internet on a regular basis. Okay. Looking over here on the right, you can see the grade weights. There are 3 categories, or 3 groups. Homework, pretty much every day you'll be doing homework. Chapter tests, there'll be 4 chapter tests. As I scroll down, you'll see more about that. And at the end of the semester, there'll be a final exam. Okay, just below the calendar here. You'll also see the grade weights down here. But let me scroll down a little bit so you can see those a little better. There's the grade weights again. Homework again is every day, typically 4 days a week. I assign homework 4 days a week, so that's what we mean when we say every day, because the in-person class is 4 days a week. There are 4 chapter tests. So we'll go over 4 chapters from the textbook. And then the final exam is cumulative. Cumulative. I hope that fits. In other words, it covers everything that you learned in the course. The syllabus, although I'm going to read it, sort of very quickly and go over the most important details. For you as a student, here are probably the 2 most important areas right there. Participation and drop policy. So you need to be logging into Canvas regularly to keep in touch with the class. Make sure you know what's going on. Make sure you know what's been posted and when the due dates are. You're going to watch all the lectures on video. So I post all the video lectures. You complete the homework on your own. You take the chapter tests. You get 1 attempt for each chapter, and then 1 final exam at the end. I will talk a little bit more about homework. I'm going to do a sample homework problem later in this video. So the most important thing is this word right here. It's a new policy at COD. Instructors cannot drop students after the 2nd week, okay? So I'm going to be talking about how to get started in this course, and hopefully everybody gets started in the course on the first day or by the end of the first week. But by the end of the 2nd week, I will send emails to anybody that is not active in the course and remind them that they need to become active or get dropped. And if you are still active after the 2nd week, in other words, if you do not get dropped because you're active, and then you become inactive after the 2nd week, I can't drop you, all right? So if you just disappear on me, you will end up with a failing grade in this class, all right? I won't have the ability to do anything about it. So it's really your personal responsibility to make sure that if you decide that you don't want to continue with this class after the 2nd week, that you go in there and drop yourself, all right? If you decide you don't want to be in this class during the 1st week, and you do nothing, you just ignore me, then I'll just end up dropping you, okay? As long as that's before the end of the 2nd week, all right? And then the other more important thing are the dates. Again, this is spring 2024. You should check your semester. Well, I'm just going to say yours. For example, if you take this class in the summer, those dates would be different, or if you took this class in the fall, all right? Scrolling down a little bit more, There are 4 student learning outcomes. This is kind of like, if you wanted to explain to a family member or a friend or somebody that didn't really want to hear everything about calculus, if you just wanted to give a brief overview of what you learn in a business calculus class, you could basically narrow down the entire semester into 4 categories, all right? Those categories are limits, derivatives, application problems in business and economics, and integration, with some additional application problems in business and economics. That's how it got the title business calculus. But essentially, it's limits, derivatives, applications, and integration. All right. So that would be sort of the general, not very detailed description. That's what we call the outcomes. The course objectives are a little bit more detailed, right? It's basically going through from the beginning all the way to the end of the semester of what the main objectives are in this course. And then, as I mentioned, the book is free, and there are 4 chapters. So we're going to start with chapter 1. If you've taken some of my online courses before, or even some of my in-person algebra courses, I often skip chapter 1 because in that course, chapter 1 is often a review chapter. We're not going to get that in this. There may be some review, throughout the semester when something needs to be reviewed, but there's no entire chapter devoted to review. So we are starting right away with chapter 1. And scrolling down, chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4. So each of these chapters will have subsections that will have lecture videos and assignments. And then at the end of each chapter, you'll have your test. And then we will end when we get to the end of chapter 4, which is 4.6. So this is the very last chapter. I'll write the word end again in case you couldn't see that. Okay, and then at the bottom of the syllabus, you see a course summary. This shows everything that I've listed. So far, I've only listed week 1. So the first week is already planned out. And again, check your dates, depending on what semester you're taking this course. All right. That's about it. That's the end of the syllabus. The only thing that will change in the syllabus throughout the semester is the course summary. As I add more weeks, will get longer and longer. So you can go back and see that if you're interested to see as I roll things out. Let's go back to the home page. And next we'll talk about the course resources. The course resources is the only one that does not appear on the sidebar. So the only way to access the course resources is by going back to the home page and clicking on this. You'll probably only need to do this once, right? So you gather all the resources you need at the beginning of the semester. Click on the course resources. Here it is. Once you've done that, you probably won't be going back to this page very often, I don't assume. Again, one more attempt. If you get to this page and you still haven't downloaded the free textbook, then do it now. Now's a good time to do it. I would download the book onto your desktop so that you don't have to have access to the internet to read it. And then what you do with it after that is up to you. Some people print it. I've seen people put it in a 3-ring binder. I've seen people put it on tablets. I think I've even seen people reading it on their phone. So that's your free copy of the textbook. It's called an OER. It's the Online Educational Resource. Okay. Scientific calculator. I recommended 2 basic types. The one you'll see in my videos is the TI 30XA. It's the one you'll see me using in my videos. But you can use any scientific calculator that you desire. All right. You're going to definitely need some kind of a calculator to do many of the problems. What should we go to next? Let's see. the book. Okay. So when you download the book, this is what the cover looks like. Calculus for Business and Social Sciences. We just call it Calculus for Business, or Business Calculus for short. Scrolling down, you'll start with Chapter 1. So you should start reading here. Now, it's really up to you, the reading assignments. I don't enforce the reading assignments. I probably shouldn't say that, but the only way that I enforce that you've read is I will give you homework, and the homework may be related to the things that are in the textbook. But the lecture videos are also related to what's in the textbook, so it's kind of like a little triangle, right? You have the lecture videos, you have the textbook, and then you have the homework, and those three things all sort of connect to each other. Yeah, so you start your reading, you watch the videos, and then you do homework. And all of these things reinforce each other. And by the end of the semester, you'll be well-rounded. Not the right way to say it. You'll be triangulated in calculus. Okay. So go ahead and start reading there. I'm going to do an example of this introduction here later in the video. You might recognize some of these formulas from your algebra class. Yeah, you remember that formula from algebra? Perhaps you do. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to show it to you in the first lecture video. Scrolling down a little bit, the first video, title, usually match the section numbers. I shouldn't say usually. They always match the section numbers. So the video will be 1.1 and then 1.2, right? Sometimes I break the videos into multiple parts if they start to get long, so I might do 1.1 part 1 and 1.1 part 2. If it's a short section, then I'll just do a single part. All right. So go ahead and browse the book. One more thing I want to say before I click away from the book and move on to something else is this is a brand new class, especially the online version. I mean, the class itself is only a couple years old, but the online version is literally brand new. So you're getting these videos as I'm making them, right? I'm making this video today, and it'll be uploaded this afternoon, and hopefully you'll be watching it soon. So you can read ahead. All right. It's a good idea. It's not required, of course, but if you want to know what's coming in the next section, and I haven't posted the video yet, you can read ahead. At the very least, you could do like I did in college and just take a peek at what the title of the chapter is and sort of skim the introduction to the next chapter so that you get an idea of what's coming down the road. Then you're not completely surprised. If you like to be surprised, well, then don't read ahead. Wait till after you've seen the video and follow along that way. All right. So enough about the textbook. Moving back to the course resources page. So we've already done the textbook. I showed you my favorite scientific calculator. My office hours. So I mentioned these already. Office hours are Monday through Thursday by appointment. Email me in advance and I will send you a Zoom link. And then we will meet online and go over whatever your issues are. I'm available for 3 basic things. 1, homework help or study skills for what's coming up if you're preparing for a test. So anything related to the actual problems in the course. Another thing I'm available for is mathematics advising. So you want to ask questions about what class you might take next, or what other math courses are available, or just general guidance that way. And the third thing that I'm available for is just general college advice as to what you might be doing after college in the desert. So come on by and see me. Next, I want to go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Jordan's World of Math. So click on that link, and there's my YouTube channel. I recommend you subscribing to my channel. Trying to get up to 1,000 by the end of the semester. I don't know if I'll reach my goal, but we'll see. Maybe by the end of the year, maybe by the end of 2024, I'll get to 1,000. Now, the nice thing about subscribing to my channel is, as I mentioned, this course is brand new. So the videos are coming out daily, right? And so every day I'm making a new video, and you might not see it on Canvas yet because it takes me a while to, sort of bundle all the videos together and to create the modules and put them onto Canvas. There's a process there. But YouTube is very fast. YouTube is quick. As soon as I make the video and click submit, boom, it's done. It's on YouTube, it's live. So it's the closest thing to live you're going to get. All right? I'm not live streaming the video, but I am posting it minutes after recording it. So subscribe to my channel, and you will be the first to see the latest lecture video that comes out. Back to the course resources. Tutoring, online tutoring. There's a couple links here. One of them is a how-to. That's the lower one here. If you already know how to access the tutoring, then this is the link to the site. It's called the Task Tutoring and Academic Skills Center site. I'll go ahead and click on that. And that brings us to the Tutoring Center. And there are various tabs here for tutoring. Okay. They also have in-person tutoring as well on 2 of the campuses. So take advantage of that if it becomes necessary. One thing I often tell students is if you don't think you need tutoring, maybe you do. And if you get the tutoring, you actually might not need it, right? The tutoring often reinforces your learning to the point where you find out, well, I'm going to tutoring and I'm getting an A in the class. And that's sort of a weird conundrum of tutoring, is the students that often need it, if they're failing, aren't going. And the students that are going, they're getting A's and B's, they don't necessarily need it. Yeah, but it reinforces their learning. So anything you can do to help yourself. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. The last segment of this video is all about your day-to-day interaction. What you're going to be doing basically every time you log into Canvas is going to the modules. All right, that's your everyday. Go and do your homework. At least once a week, check in to make sure that you know what that week's assignment is, because the format of this course is week by week. All right. You have a to-do list. So far, there's really most important thing. There is an announcement too, which I'll talk about later. But when you see the little pen and paper icon there, that's something you need to do. So far, the only thing you really need to do at this point, after watching this video, is to do the day 1 check-in, which I'll go to next. So you'll click on modules. You can either do it here or you can do it on the sidebar. And that takes you to where you're going to start. This is required or you get dropped. That's an or you will be dropped. It's a very easy assignment. It's basically 10 free points for telling me the answer to a very simple question. It's an open-ended question. It's not even a right or wrong answer. I just want to know that you're a human being. I want to see your name, right? Things like that. It's basically your version of welcoming yourself or introducing yourself to me. It's sort of, you could call it an introduction. I don't want to spoil it too much, but you are required to do it. Once you do that, you get your free 10 points, and you're solidly enrolled in the course. That completes your enrollment process, and you don't have to worry about being dropped. Okay. Once you've done that, it should only take you a few minutes. Then you're going to start with the material. That's where you're actually going to start doing calculus. All right, week 1. Let's go ahead and click on that. Open up week 1. Every week begins with an overview. The overview is just like the name implies. It gives you an overview of what we're going to be learning in that section. or in that week. So in this week, there are 2 sections. So week 1, I'm going to go over 1.1 and 1.2 from the textbook. Looks like these videos are going to be a little long, or they are a little long, so I broke them up into part 1 and part 2. All right, sometimes I need to do that so that you don't fall asleep in the middle of a 2-hour video. So I usually try to keep them to about an hour and 20 minutes. An hour is perfect, but an hour and 20 is kind of like, that's when the little bell goes off in my head that I need to stop. Okay, class is over. All right, that's how long my in-person class is, and I give the same lecture to a group of students on campus as well. Okay. Let's click next and go to the first lecture video. The lecture video will have a little bullet pointed list of topics. So those are the 4 things you'll learn about in the first video. All right. There might be more than 4 examples, but there are 4 basic topics. And then here's the YouTube link, takes you to my YouTube channel. Now there's 2 different ways to watch the videos. You can watch them right here in Canvas, so it just keeps you in Canvas and a little small window opens. Or you can click on the external link, it'll open up a separate window and take you to YouTube. There's actually a 3rd way to do it. As I mentioned earlier, you can just subscribe to my YouTube channel or put my YouTube channel in your favorites and watch it on your phone. I don't have a phone, it's my imaginary phone. Or you can watch it on your laptop or tablet or any other smart device whenever you want. You don't have to wait to see it on Canvas to be able to watch it. All right, so that's how you're going to be accessing the material, learning the material, and then you'll click next, and it will take you to the first homework assignment. And see how the homework stays in Canvas? It doesn't open a separate window. That's why it's very important to be using the right browser. Go ahead and click Start. Before we open it, I want to talk a little bit about the due dates. Every homework assignment has two due dates, all right? There's the suggested due date. I call it the due date, all right, DO. So it is suggested that you do it before January 31st. That's the suggested due date. But there's also the final, last call due date. All right, so 2 different kinds of due dates. All right, I suggest that you do it by January 31st. That's so that you are ready for the next lecture and the next section and the next homework. It's to sort of keep you moving forward, right? Now, you don't have to completely do it, right? You do as much as you possibly can. I hope that you get 100%. The homework has infinite number of attempts. There's no limit on how much you can work on it. All right, just remains open all semester. So my goal for all of my students is that you get 100% on every assignment. And you have until this date. Now you need to check your semester. So this is for spring 24. All right, but depending on what semester you're taking the class, check yours. This is when you have your last call to get 100%. If you don't get 100%, then you get whatever you've got at that point. If you've never tried it, you'll get 0. If you've done half of it, you'll get 50. So whatever it is that you've gotten, that's what you'll get at that point. All right, I've talked enough. It's time to click Start. Take a look at what the homework looks like. This is homework 1.1, part 1. You might recognize this problem. This is the problem from the introduction to the textbook. I only showed it on the screen for a minute, but when you read the textbook, you'll see this formula. A equals P, 1 plus R over N to the NT. That's that compound interest formula. And we're compounding it monthly. The principal is $3,000. The interest rate is 9%. Remember, percent means divided by 100. I'm going to write that over here. 9 divided by 100. I'm going to write it as a decimal. All right. And the number of years hold on, let me, it didn't seem to copy the number of years. I'll steal it from another page. Seven years, sorry about that. For some reason, the number 7 got deleted. So that's the number of years is 7. So for the next few slides, when I copied them, the 7 somehow disappeared, but it's a 7. So we're going to plug in the 7 right here. So we're going to have the amount is $3,000. 1 plus the interest rate, 0.09. Compounded monthly, there are 12 months in a year. And we're going to raise that to the 12 times 7. So that's 3,000 times 1 point. I think that's going to be 0.8. Let's see. I got my calculator. Oh, 0.75. 0.075. I don't know if you can even see any of this. 84. Is that showing up? Oh, good. Well, not too bad. So I'm going to plug all of this into my calculator. And then I'm going to get the answer. What did I get? I got... So you click in the box. You don't need this. At least you don't need it on this problem. The pop-up menu is there when the problems get a little more complicated and you might need some of those special symbols. If you don't need that, then you could just start typing in the box. Let's go ahead and start typing in the box. What did I get? $3,598.72. All right, that's what I got from doing this. Now, by the way, this is not a lecture video. I'm just showing you how to enter the answers. Oops, I went back to the wrong slide. 3,598 when I click submit is incorrect. $3,598.72 is incorrect. All right. So don't click this yet. Only click if you have 3 times incorrect submissions. All right. So you have not gotten 3 wrong answers yet, right? So you can get it wrong 3 times, and then you're going to want to click get a similar. If you haven't gotten it wrong 3 times, that's okay. Just put your mouse back in the box here and watch what happens. It pops it back up again. All right, lets you enter it again. All right, so what did I enter the next time? $3,024.31. That was also wrong. Let me try it one more time. So $5,619.61. I'm going to go ahead and enter that right here. Click submit. It's my last try. I did skip one of the submissions, but on my calculator I got it wrong twice. So I think I finally got it this time on my calculator. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hey, we got it right. Correct. All right. So notice I just did the first box. You need to finish the rest of them. I'll say you finish. I just wanted to show you that you don't have to fill out all the boxes in order to get one of them right, right? You can if you want. I mean, if you know the answer to all the boxes, fill them all out and click submit and be done in one click. But for this welcome video, I just wanted to show you what you can do, which is that you can look at a problem, you can look at the first box, and you can type in the answer, and you can check if it's right or wrong. It's a good sort of testing the water, you know, to get a sense of get a reading on it and see if you understand what's going on. If you really don't understand it, then go back to the textbook or go back to the lecture video and try to gain some more knowledge. I should also mention that you got your points. All right, and these are automatically saved. Yeah, automatically saved. So you don't have to click save or anything like that. It'll automatically save your points. So if I decide, okay, I'm done, and I go back to the home page, right? My homework is just sort of sitting there waiting for me, all right? Now, I don't recommend looking at your grade right now, all right? I usually just ignore until the first test. Right? And I'll tell you why you should ignore it until the first test, because that grade is really not honest. It's not really what you're getting, right? For example, if you just open the first homework, and I get this type of an email every semester, you open the first homework, you did 1 or 2 problems, or sometimes people even do like 5 problems, and then they have to go to work, or they have to go to another class, or you got to go to bed, or whatever it is, right? You can't, I don't expect you to sit down and complete the homework all at once. You do it, it's an online class. You decide how you want to budget your time. So right now, if I were a student, I'm failing, right? I mean, it looks like I'm failing. And if I go and look at my grades, I'm going to get really depressed. I'm going to be like, oh no, I'm failing my math class. But you're not failing, all right? Think about it on the positive side of it, right? You got one question right, or one part of one question right. When you're ready, so just ignore all of that. When you're ready to resume, go to modules. Go back to modules. There you are, back in modules. Select the homework that you would like to go back and finish. Click on it, and there it is. You can resume it. It's already saved your work. So when I go back in there, the question that I got right is saved. My 0.17 points, which would look like an F if I was in the grade book. That's why you shouldn't look. Basically saying that that's how much you've done so far, and then you keep going. All right? And if you have any trouble, send me an email. When you send me an email, it's a really good idea to tell me what section it is and what question number it is. That's really all I need, and I can help you. At least I'll be able to know what you're talking about in your email question. The worst type of question is, Dr. Jordan, I'm struggling on the homework. Or the last question that I did, you know, some very generic or vague cry for help usually is not very helpful for me to be able to help you. So the more you tell me about what's going on with you, the more I can tell you. And since we're probably never going to meet in the real world, this is how we're going to communicate through the computer. We'll go back. We'll see that you still have your points. I'm going to go ahead and click out of here. This will change the answers and the questions. I'll say, and the numeric values. Doesn't change the question entirely. It just changes all the numbers. So that answer would no longer be right if I click similar. So only do that again after 3 wrong answers. All right. I think I already said that, but before I click away from the homework for the last time, I want to make sure I get that in there. Okay, we are back on the home page. The last thing I want to talk about is the announcements. They're at the top of the homepage. They usually show up on the to-do list as well, because you should be checking the announcements at least once a week. I typically send out one announcement a week. Perhaps on a test week or a holiday week or something, I might send out a second announcement to remind people of what's happening. But go ahead and click on the announcements, and then you click here to open the announcements. Just click anywhere on there, it should open it. And I really only have two more things to say about this other than checking it regularly. But the last two things I want to say is don't reply to Dr. Jordan. This is seen by everyone in the class. You probably know that. It's like your social media feed or your news feed or whatever you kids call it these days. Every time somebody puts a reply or an emoji or a question or a comment or whatever you put in there, everybody sees it. Now that's okay, right? I'm not against that, but that's not really asking Dr. Jordan a question. That's more like, saying, hey, thank you, or reacting to somebody else's message or whatever you might be. You can also see everybody in the class by clicking on people. That's a list of all the students in this class. And so you guys can interact with each other in the same way you would in any other virtual environment, except for this is school. So let's focus on the course when we're interacting in this arena. So that's the reply thing, all right? Please don't send me questions using the reply. If you have questions, send to me only. Nobody else needs to see your question. I mean, unless you want everybody to see your question, then you can put it in the chat there. But the problem with that is I might not see it. So if you want me to see your question and you want me to answer your question, make sure you send it to me directly to my email, and then I will get your question in my inbox, and then I will answer it, and we'll communicate back and forth like that, all right? So I hope that's clear. Well, we've come to the end, my new friends. One last common question. This is a frequently asked question. You probably know the answer if you've been paying attention. I've already answered it in this video at least twice. Are you required to attend lectures or labs on Zoom? The answer is no. You already knew that, right? You are not required. This is a 100% online course, which means that you never have to go to Zoom if you don't want to. All right, you can watch the videos, you can read the book, you can do the assignments, and you can get the grade that you want in this class without ever going on Zoom, without ever going to an actual class or seeing anything in person. All right, it's 100% online. However, if you do want to meet with me on Zoom, I'm available. All right, and in this semester, I have a lot of availability. Right, normally I only have a few hours a week, but this semester I'm opening it up for this class. It's a brand new class, and I really want it to go well. So make an appointment with me anytime, Monday through Thursday. I'm either in my office or at home office or my on-campus office between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. That's the standard work week at College of the Desert, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So make an appointment with me using the email, and I will email you your own special link for your appointment email, Zoom appointment. All right? Well, I guess that brings us to the end. I'm really excited for this class. It's been a long time coming. Many of you have taken my other online classes, and I congratulate you on your success, and I welcome you to calculus. It's very impressive on your resume and on your college transcript, and I hope that you learn everything you need to learn and that you're successful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Well, until we meet in person someday, I'm Dr. Jordan, and I'll see you on the internet.